everybody, please share our videos with share. Do you know, just before we start talking, somebody asked me, so what's trends all about? And I said,
that's a good one.
We'll cover it today. So
trends. No, the name sounded. The person thought it was actually like a fashion thing. We are fashionable. You can't deny that. Check us out. We are trending with fashion. But actually, trends is about all social ills. Not ills alone. We talk about anything that is trending on the media. And then we come here, break it down, and bring out the sense in it, and take out the rubbish. We shift them.
We'll talk about
sifting. We sift them. Sorry, I was going to say shift.
Sieve.
So we sift the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then we give you the good to take home and run with. But we just bring it out. Anything that is happening on the media, on the social media, that is wrong or right, whatever is trending, we talk about it on trends.
Yeah,
so that's what trends
pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, so we can conveniently say we are kind of social media influencer because we influence you for good. Yeah. That's what we do.
On the social.
Well, yes.
We're not anti-social.
No,
we're
on
the social.
On the social,
on the
yes.
social.
Some people might call it Tatafo. You may call it Olofofo, but we call it trends. We bring it just like this.
What is Tatafo?
Tatafo means Olofofo.
Tatafo is Olofofo.
Olofofo.
So that's what Tatafo and Olofofo.
Like somebody with diarrhea in their mouth. Somebody that can just keep it a secret.
Yeah.
If it's bad,
leakage.
If it's good, we say it too as well. So why not?
Yeah, just like you rightly said, there's a good, the bad, and the ugly. So
alright. So what's trending today?
We are.
Okay, we are really always trending.
Baby.
Today the topic, like we said, is the thin line between abuse and culture.
Yes.
So, now you have a story for us?
Well, technically speaking, I do.
Are you looking for your story or something?
No, I was just trying to share the video. Gosh, you couldn't even cover me up.
Share.
Right, so I'm going to be talking about FGM. That's female genital mutilation, or what people also call female genital cutting or female circumcision. They're all under the same
I know some people will go like, what is that? Some people have never really heard of it. I didn't know it existed before.
Same here. I got to find out in 2015 I got to know about FGM, to be honest. And basically is of course us Africans, specifically in some part of Africa, they take their children and cut them, and the purpose of doing this is so they don't want their daughters to be promiscuous. They don't want their daughters to know about sex early, and so they destroy the poor girl's future. And
so when you say they cut like some part of their private, so that they cannot be easily aroused.
Yeah, in fact, when I saw pictures of it, I was just like, "Whoa! If anyone did that to my daughter, I'm going to have to do something back to them."
Does it really work when they get caught like that? Does it really stop them from getting aroused?
No, it causes a lot of problems for them because sometimes there's different levels. There's one I can't really particularly remember the name, but they sew it up and it's just a tiny little hole.
They
sew it up from the top all the way down, and it's just a tiny little hole for her to go wee in. And it's a problem because that's not how God has formed her.
Exactly.
And of course, when she grows up like that, she wants to now have a kid, they have to cut it open again. So it's a lot of...
can they have sex at all when they are ready for sex? Is it something that they can have?
I don't think it's blocking it.
No, but if they sew it, it's come on, the normal hole.
They can have sex with it even though it's being cut.
Yeah, but it's very painful. It's abnormal because that's not the way they were created.
It's not like it's abnormal. It's just that it doesn't make you enjoy sex. That's
still abnormal.
It's abnormal because that's not the natural state.
It's just to me, I know it's cultural. That's what we're talking about. Or to me, I find it as an abuse, and that's why now in the United Kingdom, it's now part of safeguarding.
It is.
They've put it in safeguarding now.
A woman, they didn't name her name, of course, for whatever reasons.
Maybe just
So she was mutilated her 3-year-old daughter.
Oh, for
Okay,
God's
so
Yeah,
how
she's
old
from
are they
Kenya.
supposed to do it?
They start from any age, really. To be honest, once you're a girl, like this woman who tried to mutilate her daughter, who's 3 years old, and they take it all the way till 16, 19. Some of the girls from the UK, their parents take them to Africa in the summertime. 6 weeks after,
This
you
will
know.
be grown-up girls. Like,
Yeah, they take them. 12-year-old, 11-year-old, take them back home.
The ones I know about Nigeria, they do it at a tender age. I think they do between 6 and 10-year-old. That's the one
that's
I
still
know.
not tender.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Like the male circumcision is done when the child
At
is
birth,
3 years.
yeah.
Before
So-
Although you have some men who do it because they've come to the knowledge of it, but the experience is not a good one for them because they're adults. They know the pain, you know. So, but it's not the same as a girl because there's nowhere back to the Bible, and there's nowhere that says girls need to be circumcised. So it's totally wrong.
Yes.
It's just so wrong,
And this culture is common with.
I tell you,
Africans.
African, 27 African countries, Indonesia, Iraq, and Kurdistan, and Yemen.
Really?
Yeah, so Yemen and Kurdistan, they are Islamic states as well. So those are the things they do it, and then it's just so wrong. You know, in the UK, 4 cases went to court, but only 1 case was eventually tried. Like the, you know, they all went to court, but the other 3 got acquitted. The other 3 cases they got acquitted. I'm not too sure, to be honest, but whatever the story they've given them, they got acquittals on those cases. But this one, with the woman who circumcised a 3-year-old, she's going to prison for it, and it could take the prison term could be up to 14 years for just cutting your daughter up. You know, I mean, it's cultural practices. There's a lot of African cultural practices that we need to just let go of, and the only way to let go of is to educate ourselves, to know the dangers behind these practices, to actually go out and find out for ourselves, is it right to do them? And what's the benefits of it? If the benefit is to prevent the girl from being promiscuous, hello?
Education.
There are other ways you can prevent a child from.
Pretty much. Educate her on it, you know, and let her know. So,
talk to them. Yeah.
It's just tough.
But is that the only reason why they do it? Also, I don't think some people
is just their tradition. Like from mothers, grandmothers, and the people who do the circumcision are old women. Yeah. So some of them do it, and some, like this case of this woman, police said they found evidence of witchcraft in the woman's home, including limes that were stuffed and written, curses were written in them. So the woman too, so some of them have some sort of witchcraft.
But can you prove that in court?
Well,
how do you prove witchcraft?
There's voodoo. So
there's voodoo.
Yeah.
So you know, they try to some African countries link both of them in. So some of them are just traditions, dead old traditions that need to go. It just needs to die. It needs to be erased.
To be honest, I think what they can't do or what we can't do, maybe it's going to start from trends, is for us to take, for us to have a protest. Because I remember back then, way back then, in Calabar, when they used to kill the twins before Mary Slessor.
Can you imagine
stop
that?
the killing of the
Something
twins.
as beautiful as twins.
Can you imagine? And they thought in those days that there was something like, like idols, and they weren't doing any good to Africa, and they started killing them before Mary Slessor fought it. So maybe we are the Mary Slessors of our time.
Yeah, I think there's an organization.
Africa is very, very good. They basically their job is to fight abuse.
Africa, are they based in the UK?
They are. They're based. Their head office is in London. They have an office here in Manchester, and they support families who, of course, whose children have been taken away from them. They support children who are in abusive environments, and they bring them out of it. They try to help them because a lot of children, African children, are being abused in the name of tradition, in the name of culture, in the name of religion. So there's a lot of abuse going on, and Africa stands in the gap to help these children, and they've done an amazing
job. Any form of abuse at all?
Any form of abuse.
It doesn't have to be cultural.
No.
Okay, that's
no.
good.
Even they deal with modern day slavery as well. So they and they go into the communities and teach. I'm one of the champions.
if you really need help, I mean, there may be a child or a young person watching out there, and you're being told this thing is going to be done to you, and you don't know how to get out.
They actually don't tell them, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Can you tell the guy that I'm going to cut you off?
They're going to run.
The child, or go and tell it in school. So what they do is, majority of the case, they take them off. The 6 weeks holiday, summer holiday. The girls are thinking, oh, we're going to Africa to have fun, and they come back. Their self-esteem is messed up. They feel different because they've been violated, they've been abused, a lot of things, you know. So I mean, they won't do that, but some do it in the UK, and now they're getting to catch those who are doing it in the UK.
Okay, so for whoever is listening to them who knows somebody that has been done, you need to report it. I mean, to stop it. I'm not saying go and report your parents so that they get arrested or put in jail. But then we need to stop these traditions. They have no use at all, no value at all, practically no value. But then, having said that, would you say the circumcising the men, is that of any value as well?
It is, because that is.
But that's biblical.
That's biblical, and I will follow that.
So, do you not think that the Bible, the traditions of the Bible, should be looked at as well? I mean, for some, they think that is not right. Why would you cut up a male child?
No. A lot, to be honest, a lot of religion even understands that men should be circumcised. It's in the Bible. A lot of it's not new to people, and it's a covenant. It's a covenant. So that's the parents' decision. And I'm sure along the way, like I said, mentioned earlier, some adult men go further to get themselves circumcised, and it's very painful for them, the experience, and they probably are sick for a week or two because it's something new to them. They're adults. They can sense pain more and stuff. So it's biblical, and we all know a lot. I mean, it's not new.
So, but I think the law does not even consider it as an offense.
No, it's recognized. That's what I'm saying.
Because I knew
they are safe there. So just to clarify, for anybody watching and doubting and wanting to know what about the male circumcision, so legally it's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And also, sorry to cut you, the Independent News said the number of children, victims, and girls at risk of going through FGM is skyrocketed in England and Wales. So it's really high, and people are still doing it regardless of the prison terms attached to the culprits. If they're caught, they're still doing it. So people need to be able to identify children who are at risk and be able to speak out. You can contact Africa, you can contact the Child Helpline, you can contact the many organizations, NHS as well, or even us. If you suspect there's a child at risk of getting mutilated for cultural any practice at all, it's there. They should not be mutilating any child.
I think even before that, I think what we should do is have a protest, and I'm being serious about it, because it's going to be too late when you're saying contact this if you know a child. So the child will have been mutilated before we know it. So I think
before I started reading this, I didn't think these things happen in the UK. To be honest,
it does.
So you wouldn't know. You wouldn't expect it to happen in a place like this where everybody's supposed to be civilized or where there's law and order. But then it's happening right there in our nose, and people are being arrested, and some are still doing it or planning to do it. So I really don't understand where there is law and you can
protest. That's what we need.
Do we have any comments? And please, our viewers, we want to share a comment concerning this topic. Any idea, anything at all? Please just share with us and let us know.
Well, we just have.
So we're just going to go to the next topic.
Watching.
Well,
how many people watching want to acknowledge?
We saw Pastor Dan Carly watching.
Pastor Dan, thank you for watching.
Princess from Nigeria.
Thank
Princess,
you.
always there.
That's as far as I could see, but we've got quite a few people on watching with us, and we thank you for following us.
Yes,
we appreciate
we
it.
appreciate that.
For everybody watching, thank you very much for joining us. Well, if you have any comment, anything at all, please share with us. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
So, Ronti, another way, we have so many ways that we're saying we need to find the line between culture and abuse, because sometimes, most times, especially African culture, like it tends towards abuse. Really, there are some terrible ones for especially the girl child. We suffer a lot of,
honestly,
cultural abuse.
It's just too much
from our culture, from our tradition. There's another one that Ronti is going to tell us. That is like just shocking. Ronti,
to be honest, this is called the ironing of the breast, which I haven't ever heard before in my whole life. And when I read it, thanks to BBC, they brought it to Limelight, and that's what I read it for. And when I read it, it was so shocking. It was so shocking that I was in tears. I have never seen such before. And what they use is a big stone, and they use it to iron the lady or the child's breast. I don't know what age they start, and I don't know why that is for. The woman that did it, I mean, that they did it for, was saying that, you know, to her right now, you know, now that she's in the UK, she thinks she was abused. And I rightly agree with this woman. She was absolutely abused.
And I want you to describe the process again, just so our viewers get it.
It's so brutal, but I have to say
it's a big stone, very heavy stone. Like,
it's just like,
I don't know people that have this grinding stone in Nigeria.
It's that kind of stone.
Pepper, the weight of the stone is like some kg, very heavy. And then they put it in the heat. They heat it up. When it's very hot, they use it to grind the breast so that the breast will be flattened, and then what else do they do?
They bind it up. It's just like the Chinese people who bind their feet when they're born. Is it Chinese or Japanese? One of them bind the feet when they're born because they don't want their feet to get bigger. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, just like I rightly said, it's an abuse. Whether it's a small stone or a big stone, but actually what they use is a big fat stone, and it's so painful. And this woman that I was reading about from BBC said that she's a mother right now, but she said she couldn't even breastfeed her own child because obviously the breast is a very sensitive area in her part. It's very tender and it could be very sore. So imagine somebody taking a big stone or whatever using to grind or iron the breast out, only because they don't want the breast to show to pop out, and all in the name of men, because they don't want the women to be attractive to men. Whether or not you have a boob or you have whatever you have, men are still going to rape. They're still going to they're still going to do a lot to you. It doesn't matter if you have the boobs or not. So looking at the breast area as well, just reading a lot about it, and I just found out that the development of a breast is due, and it could increase it because during your puberty there's a lot of tendon, there's a lot of estrogen that develops there, and before while it's grinding and doing all sorts to the breast, you're damaging the breast of the poor child. So by the time they grow up and they want to start having children, they're having difficulties, God forbid, cancer and everything, because you've ironed all the tendons, you've ironed all the veins, you've ironed a lot of things.
That's just wicked.
Honestly, I would that for me. That culture is absolutely abused, and it has to be dealt with. It needs to be looked into.
In fact, it should be banned. Whoever does, one woman has gone to jail, has been sentenced for this breast ironing. It's so wicked.
It's
why?
Cruel.
Then grind with the hot stone and then tighten it to flatten it. She's a woman made to have breast to feed her children, and you want to flatten this breast?
Gosh, I don't know.
Wrong.
It's so wrong. I mean, I don't think whoever's doing that, it's not because, to me, we could say that the cutting of the cleats or whatever could be said, okay, it's cultural, and I know that the iron of the breast as well is cultural. But personally, to me, I think it's an abuse because you're damaging these girls. You're damaging this future women are supposed to breastfeed, supposed to do a lot of things. You're damaging them. So I think they need that. It needs to be eradicated. Whatever African culture, they need to eradicate it. We're not enjoying it anymore now. Things are getting worse. Things are not getting. They're not looking nice anymore.
These things can affect the mental health of these children.
Oh yeah, it can. It will.
It's danger.
It will. Socially,
yes.
They exclude themselves. They don't feel like they fit in.
They kill their self-esteem straight away. Like you're coming to school as a young girl, beautiful at the age of 13, 14, you're supposed to be having all your shape, round boobs, and then you're coming to school, everything is flattened because they want them to look like a man. Goodness me, I can't believe that.
So such girls, they get so confused when they grow up now, they'll start looking for money to buy breasts.
Yes, of course, that's what's going to come, because obviously, to be honest with you, that's another danger on its own. It's a big danger, because looking at it, the ironing of the breast could cause abscess, because in the case where they're ironing and doing a lot of things, they damage a lot of things in the breast.
I don't understand. As a mother, I'm really racking my brain. Why would you take your own child and just put her through all that pain?
I
It's too much.
Do you know, even witnessing a child's earring,
that's hard.
Yes, it's hard.
A lot of pain. Not talk of you doing that to your child.
Yeah.
We'll just take a quick break.
Yes.
When we come back, we'll talk more about this breast guy and then our last topic.
And then we'll
give a shout out to all our viewers. Sorry, we'll come back to you.
welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. We are still on the topic breast grinding. We're just trying to at the moment we couldn't see some of the comments, but we have a lot of comments coming in.
Thank you.
We took some of them. And one of them was asking where
ironing of the breast. It's from Cameroon.
Yeah, so mostly Cameroon and West African countries.
Yeah.
But mostly Cameroon, that's what we read about.
And then, I can see one comment. We're struggling to see all our comments for please, we really apologize. We're not trying to ignore you, but we can't just see them.
Yeah.
I could see Pastor Yomi Obadimeji. Thank you for joining in. And he says, thanks to my training anointing daughters for the information on how to get help for people suffering with this horrible abuse.
Yes, sir.
And then we welcome Matron Gumpo, Erewele, and Precious Shad. Thanks for joining us. Really, again, we apologize. For some reason, we're unable to see all these comments, and it's really, painful because we want to respond to it.
But
so
we're
really sorry.
What we'll do, we still take these comments and answer them in our next edition. So I'm sure after the show we'll be able to assess the comments.
Yeah.
And then we'll give you, we acknowledge the comments and give you feedback on them. We really appreciate your participating in this.
Thank
all right,
you.
So did you have any more thing to tell us about this?
No. I think
this culture basically is so bad, it's so terrible, but then it's our culture. How can we stop this culture?
Yeah.
People believe in tradition. They say tradition is tradition. Tradition has deprived us of so
many things.
Marriage-wise, there is a tradition. There's one with the Igbo. I stand to be corrected. Pastor Dan, you may be watching this. Maybe you will correct us with a comment. Where when a woman's husband dies,
she has to marry the brother.
That's even good. That's marriage. They will have to wash the corpse of the man, of the dead body, and make the woman drink it, just to prove that she did not kill the man.
Oh, Jesus!
I don't know if they're still doing it, but I remember when my auntie lost her husband, and their formation, Bini, they did the same thing, but they didn't wash it. It was a drain of the body. It was
fluid from the body.
Yeah, the fluid from the body, and they asked her to very horrible smell.
Why would you be made to drink the fluid?
And she was meant to sleep.
Another culture, the girls suffer a lot of culture. Women, I mean, why are we being enslaved by
I'm
culture?
proud to be a woman anyway.
We're proud to be women, but sometimes, even you don't have a right to go to school. In those days, the boys would be sent to school and the ladies kept at home. That's why we're still struggling in our homes. Yesterday we were talking in church about how to keep the family. And we had a lot of issues come up about why the men think the woman's place is in the kitchen. That's enslavement. That's a culture, which is like enslavement. Because in a place like this,
don't blame them.
The situation does not accommodate it. So how do we do?
So.
Okay, let's watch this video about a couple that got married and the ordeal they suffered in the hands of their parents, all in the name of culture, religion, and tradition.
That they ran away from home so they could be together. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, so my dear brother, please tell us your story.
Thank you so much, Daddy Fils. May God bless you, and may God keep giving you the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for all the programs you've run so far. I am Biola Olaoye by name, just like I told you before, and I met this young lady in Lagos. In my shuttle that I used to come from the US, come to Nigeria. I met her in Lagos. She was working in OK Foods in 2015, and just like a normal guy to a pretty girl, I saw her. I was divorced then. I don't know why. If I wasn't double dating, I wasn't doing anything. I was just looking to be settled down again. I saw this young lady. I toasted her as usual, just like any ordinary guy, and we started going out. After a while, we were good to go in our relationship. She got pregnant for me. I was in the US. She called me. She was pregnant, and I came all the way from the US. I told her, you have to go home. You have to go and tell your parents, and then you have to let them know. And I'll be joining you in 2 days' time. I bought my ticket from the United States, and I came down to Nigeria. On getting to Nigeria, I was calling her numbers, her 2 numbers. Those numbers weren't going again. She got home on a Wednesday of that month in that year, 4 years ago, and I was worried. I got to Nigeria. Thank God that while.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome back, and thanks for staying on. Yeah, we have lots of comments. We're just going to, before we talk about this video you've just seen, I'm sure some of you would have seen this video, but we'll talk about it in a minute. There's a lot of abuse going on there. But we want to come back to you because you are important to us. So we have lots of comments and we don't want to not answer you. So Lai is going to read out this comment and we'll try to talk about your comment.
Okay, so thank you all for the contributing, by the way. And Precious Shad saying 14 years of mutilating a girl is not enough, and it's not just cutting. It's the risk of more than just cutting. So 14 years behind bar is not enough.
So it's sentenced
for more, because it's not just the cutting. It's more. It goes further beyond that. The mental torture,
and
a lot of things.
lives with it forever. Really,
Yeah,
to be
she
honest.
has to.
For life.
It's not all of them that make it anyway.
So you think they should get the life sentence?
Some do die in the case of the
But
process.
because it's not really about punishing the parent, but correcting. It's a corrective measure. So 14 years is fine. I hope they learn their lessons there. And I hope people that have not done it learn not to do it.
I stand to be correct. I don't think it's about the punishment. It's not that most of them that in the village do not know about it, and that's why they're doing it. So it's a generational thing. Yeah, from one granny to another granny to another generation.
And it's all about education.
Some of them do not know, so that's why they're still doing it. So I think we need to still go to different countries to educate them
really,
about
the
it.
government really should promote it more.
So Precious Shad also said there's no health benefit to FGM, which we all know. She also said they have gone past waiting for holidays. Cuttings are brought into the UK, so we know they do them in the UK. That's how the woman who mutilated her 3-year-old got picked up, and she was coercing the girl, teaching the girl to go and lie in school. And of course, you know, at 3 years old, she'll get confused and she'll tell the truth. She's 3,
exactly.
and so you know.
So it's being done right here in the UK. So please watch out. If you see any neighbor's child that is behaving funny, please you can interrogate her. Give help to people that need it.
Yeah, and then Pastor Dan Carlos said benefits of men's circumcision: a decreased risk of urinary. Sorry, I'm tongue twisted. UTI. And then he said a reduced risk
infection.
You got it. And then he said a reduced risk of some sexually transmitted disease in men, protection against penile cancer, and a reduced risk of cervical cancer in female sex partners.
Oh, that's quite educating. So it reduces all this risk.
Yes.
That's from the male circumcision.
Yeah, so that's good. At least it has a lot of benefits besides the covenant thing.
Yeah.
The covenant thing is even the most with God, you know, biblically. But then that it has this health benefits, that's just a plus.
Okay. So, but then Pastor Dan Carlo also said that it's not a culture. They don't only do it to women, but to anybody suspected of killing a person mysteriously or by poisoning. Is that the breast
burial thing?
Oh, the burial. All right.
It's not a culture.
No.
So if a woman is suspected of killing the husband, she will be made. Why can't you take her to court and prove it?
No. It's a culture. In Benin, it's a culture.
It's a culture. I think it's a culture. No, but it's a culture only because they suspect women of killing their husbands. I think then it's become a culture that you have to do it because
it's something that I've known about for a long time. I know that the 3 things they do is they drink the water from the dead. They make them sleep in ashes for 3 days, and they have to shave their hair. Those are the 3 things.
Yeah, not about the shaving of hair.
I mean, it's fair enough. I mean,
no, but shaving of the hair is not bringing the man back.
Exactly.
He's dead.
It's like honoring the dead. I mean,
please.
Just to honor your husband. If you do it yourself, if it's your choice to do it.
Yes.
But it's not like if you are made your.
I disagree totally.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Why? If it's your choice, but why should you be made to shave your hair to honor your husband?
I can only agree if it's your choice. Why not? If you love him, you can do anything for him. Even if they don't make you do it, it's something you could do. People shave their hair to raise money for things like that.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's a choice.
It's something you could do to honor your husband. I don't have a problem with that. It's not affecting my hair.
Thank God for your life.
But God forbid, it's not my portion.
No, God forbid, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Another comment is
people's choice.
We have Olatuboso Adeoye. Thanks for joining us. He said loving this. And yes, and I think Dan Carlo again was saying on the culture thing to do with the widows. He said only those who are suspected of killing their husbands will go through this. So it's not every Igbo woman who loses her husband will go through this process. only if you're suspected of killing your husband. Then they'll.
Well, come to think of it, other like Yorubas, there's I went for burial.
And it said be it a man or a woman, so it's either sex, to be honest.
But look, this is tradition. I think it's from Ondo. This one is from Ondo, your place. So the woman is meant to stay in a dark. She's meant to stay in a dark room, and this woman
with the dead, right,
was an elderly because her husband died. This woman is an elderly woman, frail woman, fragile woman that needs to be taken care of. She just lost her husband. They went to put her in a room and said that she would stay there in a dark room and very dim room.
Was she sleeping with the guy? Because I watched
not with the guy, but just alone.
That's not
in the room.
Well,
it was not fair. The woman's child had to take her mother out of there.
We don't do that. Idaluji has got a lot of cultural
stuff
things in there. You know, I mean, we can't keep saying
all these cultures. I hope we'll be able
Can I just ask a question?
Go on, darling.
Like for women who lose their husbands in Nigeria and the in-laws or the family of the husband think they can come and evict the woman, is that culture or stupidity? Which one is
That's
it?
wickedness.
That doesn't make sense.
Because they have an eye on the man's
property. They do it a lot.
I think that's
it's culture. They put it under culture.
That's what I'm saying.
So this culture thing, we have to treat it again because we cannot exhaust it. At the end of the day, we may not even go into this video. We may not be able to deal with this.
Okay, Precious Shad said it doesn't make sense shaving a woman's hair. Most of the culture targets women all about control.
Yeah.
And then she said freaky control. She's like, and it's true, like you've been saying, it's all on the women. It's control. You want to control her mind, you want to control everything about her life. You don't want her to live the way God has designed her to live.
Because she's lost her husband, so she has to.
I hope we are able. We're doing this program not just for the fun of it, like I said. Trend is to correct societal ills. This is a societal ill. It's not right. Why do you have to subject people to this kind of culture just because you want to honor culture? I mean, when we are burying my own mother, there were so many things we were going to do, make us do that. It was so crazy, and you want to why? This is a woman. When she was living, you didn't even come one day to ask for her. She dies now. You want to bring us, make the children do all sorts of things. And
you know what?
Just because you want to extort money from us.
If we keep going on and on about this thing, I did just come to my mind now about tribal marks. Tribal marks is something.
That is another word.
Tribal mark is cultural, and in those days they were doing
to recognize people.
Yeah, to recognize where you come from. There was some when there was war. Then there was a mark. That I remember my granny had a mark, and I was asking her. She said it was because then when the war, I think it was the Third World War or the Biafran War or something like that. She said it was a mark for them to know where they came from, and if any one of them get lost, they could look at it and they could get themselves together. There were a lot of things that tribal mark was for.
But
to be honest, I see tribal mark is very cruel because there's a mark from Tapa. It's from here to here.
It's very brutal.
Where I come from, Ondo is so lovely. It's very beautiful.
So bad.
No, if you don't like it, like it. It's just one. Like this, and it's so beautiful.
I can't get over this. You see the marks, and you're like, did you find lion? You find lion?
Sonia has got the mark. It's so beautiful. I know some of my aunties that have the mark. They look so pretty.
No, some women are really, really pretty in them. But
they're naturally pretty, but the marks will not make them ugly because they're naturally
I don't think if they had the choice, they would want it.
And I love the pele as well. Pele Oju.
Do you know when I was growing up?
Oh, there's a comment.
Let me tell you.
Can I read a comment?
I'm just,
I would have had. Okay. Go on.
What's going on?
No,
you.
Okay, so Olatipo Sadeoye said, I have learned quite a lot about these cultural practices because I've never heard of all these practices before. Wrong in every way, but it's an eye-opener for people like me that didn't know about these things. And what else did he say? This kind of things happened in Nigeria. They actually happened in UK because they brought it over the ocean.
That is the part that is scary.
Yeah.
And Precious Shad said some tribal marks completely disfigure people's faces.
Yeah, it's different. I think it
all
depends.
Of it. No one is beautiful, to be honest. It's just the person wearing it. If the person is beautiful themselves. No, Ranti, I don't agree with you. No one is beautiful. Even the Ondo level. I mean, why would they scar you like that? Scarface, you become a Scarface.
Do you not have any?
So I was going to say that story, but you were not listening. See, when I was young, I used to fall.
Last week they were trying to kiss each other. Today they're fighting.
I'm looking at her. Which country are you?
No. Let me tell you my own situation.
Okay.
When I was young, I used to fall sick a lot, and they said you must be an Obanjo or a big and they're going to give me God save me. I mean, I'm God.
Oh my God!
They're going to give me some kind of mark. So just so that
if you come back, if you fall sick and come back or something.
Deficiencies. Maybe I have some. Maybe I was not being fed well. I don't know. Maybe I have. So they won't know the biological reason. They just want to take tradition. Everything has to be traditional, and they want to apply traditional medication, which is this tribal mark. How will the tribal mark heal some disease? I'm
still going to go back to it. From Ondo town.
Somebody just
I don't know about Ondo State, Ondo town, where I come from. Ọmọ méjì Mula Shoge, it's so beautiful.
It's not beautiful.
Agbadun Ondo, Agbadun la
If it's beautiful, why don't you have it?
Because nigga have been me.
Oh wow! What's that?
Nigga have been me nígbà tí wá èso la mọ́.
Oh man! I love
me. Mayeye mi ula Shoge no.
We do not understand anything of what you're saying.
Excuse me.
Abuse.
So people are laughing on
language abuse. Roti is abusing us with a language.
Well,
we don't know what you're saying.
Well,
okay, can I read this? Yeah, I've got 2 comments.
Yeah.
I've got to remove my glasses now. I'm sorry. Dan Kali said, generally, religious and cultural people in those days tend to put women down. Thank God that women are now more enlightened and are standing their ground. Thanks, ladies. Great job. Thank you, Dan Carlo. Thank you so much. And then a princess said, when the husband dies, the woman is a suspect. But when the wife dies, the man will be expected to sleep with another woman that night.
That's a good one.
Culture in Delta.
Yeah. So the man will be expected to sleep with another woman. Can you
that night?
I think the men, the tradition, we should sue the government of Nigeria.
No, you see, this is why we're fighting for equality. It still happens around the world. As is culture, but in this country, it's to do with pay, levels of pay, your job, and all that.
I do not know why they do that in the UK.
It's a general thing. It's a general thing.
They're different, and you see, the women have been downtrodden a lot. God is helping us. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you why God is helping us. Okay. If you look at most of the countries now, women are taking the
I know.
So God is paying us back.
I know.
And we so deal with the men. When we get into power, we will rule the world.
Is that what you want to
do? No, we're going to be nice. Your husband is watching you.
But come to think of it, you will want to take revenge because the men have put us down for too long.
But you know, we're not going to do that because we don't have a heart like that. We're not this kind of. We're not made to harbor and want to take revenge.
We're good women.
I'm not sure yet.
I'm a good woman. I'm a dignified woman. So
we are.
We are. Okay.
I'm a dignified woman. I'm fighting for the women. All right. So how much time do we have? Should we take
we need to talk on the video we watched.
That topic is very good.
How many minutes? We have like 10 minutes.
Yes.
Right.
So in 10 minutes, we want to talk about this video, but there are so many issues in this video. Like 10 minutes may not be enough, but we'll just try to be quick. This video is about this couple. I mean, they have religious difference. One is the boy is a Muslim, the girl is a Christian, and they want to get married, but the parents will not let them marry because the parents of the girl are Christians. They are pastors, and like the Bible says, you shall not be unequally yoked. I understand that, but then these people love each other. They've gone to their marriage without the consent of the parents, and the girl got pregnant. This is where I'm going to now. This is the one I cannot comprehend. The girl got pregnant, and the parents were so embarrassed by it. They took the girl, they tricked her to the hospital, and they seduced her and aborted the baby.
Yeah.
The fact that she was even an adult when that was done.
Like seriously, first of all, the fact that the parents are pastors and they did that, I cannot comprehend. The fact that again that she's an adult that they do that, I cannot comprehend. The fact that these children love each other and they are married already, and they still went ahead to do that, I just cannot comprehend. Please.
But you know something, when I watched that video, there were a few red flags that popped up to me.
No, the boy has issues.
Forget the boy, the girl in particular. Yeah. She looked like she was afraid of either the guy or she was afraid of her parents. She just sat, she was very uncomfortable in her sitting.
She was very timid.
Yeah, in her response too. I could hardly hear what she was saying. If really, truly that guy loved you and you were so excited about it, and you came up to talk about it, you feel some sort of happiness. Honestly.
It's her parents she's talking about here. She doesn't want to lose relationship with her parents.
I understand that,
So as much as she loves her husband, I could see where Fee follower is coming from. she's not trying to do this to like.
Is that her name?
Yeah, that's her name. Her name is Finfolo, and her husband is Biola Olawoye. The thing is that I really support the girl very well, and the reason why I support her, when you said she looked timid in the video, thinking that, look, I don't want to say much. Everything my husband is saying is correct. However, because I mean, towards the end of the video, she
But
was
for her
saying
to
that
follow the guy to that.
Yeah, so she knew what she was doing. Exactly.
She
That's
knows.
my point. So you can't come on that show and be feeling timid because you knew what was coming to happen on that
So
show.
I think why she was feeling that way, that's my own interpretation. I don't know. I feel the story was not right. Something was not.
There was
I don't know.
something. That's what I'm saying.
Because this guy said so many things about why. One, he lost his green card. Who loses their green card? A Niger boy loses green card.
Well, can I say something on that? Yeah, I don't know if it happens in America, but like in this country, in the UK, if you have your citizenship and you're out of the country for X amount of time, you could lose it. So I don't know if that is still in effect.
Or that he lost
I don't know if it's still in effect, or I don't know if that applies in America.
I don't know much about.
So we don't know. The story was not adding up, and the girl was uncomfortable. Maybe because the story the guy was giving was not really. That's just my own interpretation. The body movement, the body language that the girl was exhibiting was something is not really right. But then again, the girl, if you really love your parents and you don't want to dishonor them, why would you go ahead and marry the person they told you they don't want you to marry?
And why would he do it behind their back? The guy himself too is very, very disrespectful. I'm sorry.
How?
Yeah, why, if your parents are not happy about the person you want to marry to start with, you at least the girl's parents, you will find a way of making them see where you're coming from. At least they will have some sort of agreement.
But
Then
they
you
have
go
to be
ahead.
trans.
There's no agreement at all. Then you now marry her, and then you behind their back, and then you now get her pregnant. So there's a lot of.
But I think the
things
guy
that
really
don't go
tried.
well.
From the guy's statement, I think he made several efforts to get the consent of this parent, but they just not got it.
Then he should have gone to seek. He should have gone to look for. Is it what they call agbas in their area?
Before he married her.
He could have. He's a Yoruba guy. He could have gone. Even me, that I'm not deep into the Yoruba culture. I know that. And sit down with them and say, "This is what I want to do."
It's not as easy as you're saying it.
But
to be honest, I know.
The parents too were abusive. Why would you?
Yes,
I mean, that's abuse now.
They ran away from them. They went to Abuja. They went to call the SSS on him. Because of
and
what?
they slapped him.
They're trying to use power.
They abused him.
Yeah, it was abuse just because
it's just a lawless.
And because they're pastors, really, what they should have done is sat them, both of them down, and talked to them and prayed for them and leave it in God's hand.
And you see, that is a soul to be won. They should have made effort to say,
honestly,
I will win you. If you want to marry my daughter, then give your life to Christ. I mean, that's a soul for you, to potential soul to win. But then you were fighting. And
then you now aborted your own grandchild.
What story you want to tell? I mean, there's so many things wrong.
To have even arrested this guy and lied that Biola kidnapped Fini was even another thing again. Why did they have to lie? And this guy was.
But that's kidnapped, is it not? I mean, it took out.
How will you kidnap her? I mean, how old? Now she's 27.
You can kidnap an adult. I mean, who knows?
No, but
the girl looks like
Fini said she wasn't kidnapped. But then, it was her free will to follow her husband.
Then another thing the guy did, he was trying to make a statement by professing his love. I love her so much. I mean, when you start professing love like that, then you are trying to hide something. It's just
there were so many things. Honestly, I agree with you. That video did not just seem. It seems that there are a lot of things underneath that we cannot see. Oh, we have a comment. Okay, so Precious shared again. Thank you, Precious.
Thank you, Precious.
She said the fact that they got married does not justify what the parents did, and we totally agree with you.
Right.
They are totally wrong. Absolutely. Omotunde Oni, thanks for joining in. She says it takes two to tango.
That's right.
This is a 24-year-old woman.
Exactly.
So both of them were aware, even the girl, if she knew so much, her parents are very strict parents, they do this, you would not have even allowed that happen. No, honestly, as a 24-year-old.
Yeah, what should happen? Are you talking about the abortion?
No, the abortion. Getting the marriage and then the pregnancy. You will find a way, like I said,
she must have tried her best. For them to have taken the two phones off her at the beginning, that is even an abuse.
But that's abuse. I mean,
why did you
go to that extent?
I mean, an adult, 20-something-year-old, please, no. And I don't know, Sir and Ma, I don't know.
We cannot trash this. We have another comment. We'll take that one more comment and then we'll round up. I mean, we're going to stay here.
Abimbola, thanks for joining in.
Thanks for joining us today.
He said parents' blessings in a marriage is very, very important.
Yes, exactly.
And if the parents are not, if they're not blessing that union, they're gonna have problems all the way
They will
through.
not
To
have
be
problems
honest,
in
But you see, the
Jesus'
parents did not need to do anything. Not giving your blessings alone will worry those children until
Yes.
they come and seek that blessing. But
But
then for
they
you
are-
to
I'm
go
sure
ahead
they
and
are.
do what I mean, abort
yeah, they
the child.
stepped over boundary.
No,
They
it
went
was
way
too
overboard.
much.
It was too much. They should not have gotten that far.
And it doesn't speak well of your faith, really. Honestly, it doesn't. I mean, it's just
Another
so wrong.
comment
from
But
Dan
they are
Kali.
humans anyway, so
Dan
I hope
Kali.
God forgives all of us.
Amen. Dankali say so many African families intimidate their children to a stage of low self-esteem, thus their self-confidence. Absolutely, I was going to say that. Some children, they're so afraid of their parents because their
Which is
parents
not
are
good.
really causing what they say.
They bully them.
Yeah, they've really gone into their. Even the Bible says that parents
Don't provoke
your children. You've gone into their hearts. You've captured their hearts.
There's
they can't
another-
even make any decision.
Do you know that can explain why this girl is looking so timid in the
Exactly
video?
what I'm telling
Maybe she's
you.
been raised that way.
Oh, now you are getting
like
it.
you fear your parents,
Oh,
like
really?
fear. Like,
Okay, another comment.
From
Precious shouted, I'm struggling to see your point, Fola. The guy and the lady are victims here, despite the fact that they did not get married against the
well,
they did get married.
they did
Get married against the parents' wish.
my point is, I'm blaming the couple. I'm blaming the parents. I'm bringing out what the couples did wrong. Went ahead to marry
Everybody has a
one
flaw
person.
in it.
And what the parents themselves did wrong. So everybody has a fault. So that's what we're just trying to bring out. I'm not citing anybody.
Another comment.
It could have been better.
Another comment. I want to know when he said it's obvious from the woman's body language that she fears
The father, the parents.
fears the parents. Yeah.
I mean,
she does.
She's been raised that way.
But you see, for me right there, my issue is if you so much, I'm sorry, a girl who fears their parents so much would not have come out no matter what. You will sit down and allow the husband go and say, look, this is how I feel. I cannot do it.
See, the
so
thing is
maybe for me, this is just talking. Maybe although she fears the parents, or she's making out to look like she fears the parents.
No, she would have feared.
Hey!
For them to have taken her for an abortion, she fears.
Then she didn't know they were going for abortion.
She didn't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so there was a story they gave to her.
A 24-year-old for mom to just say, look, you know what, you're following me somewhere.
No, they've only taken to look after the child. I think that's the story.
No,
to make sure the pregnancy is okay, I think.
Yeah, that's what they said. They gave us some stupid stories. So they really they acted like they were on with it. And she followed them.
So you can imagine.
So there's so many things that is just not in this video.
I think we have to round up.
All right, thank you very much. We are rounding up now. This is just the best because we love the comments, everybody that's taking part in this conversation.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Please, every Monday we are here around 7:30.
Last comment before we go. Okay. Princess said again, it's another cultural thing.
Yeah.
Parents did what they did because of what other people will say. And then Durogwita says
that's an issue, what people will say.
Yeah, Durogwita says, especially if they are pastors, Durogwita says this is why marriage of nowadays are crumbling. You need to support, parents need to support, you need your parents' support, God's support, and honor your parents. Part of the 10 Commandments. Precious Shad said it's not easy to stand against an African parent.
Yeah.
I respect that courage. Dan Carly says, keep it up, ladies. You've made my day. Bye. And Omotide says maybe she's been punished. No, she's been pushed to the wall and have had enough of the intimidating tactics.
I think the marriage is a way of escape from this parents.
Ladies, we have
to. Right. Thank you very much. Lyle, sign out now. What do you want to say?
Okay, I just want to say thank you all for joining. Please, let's open our eyes, let's open our ears when we know of cultural practices that are happening in our community against children, against girls, against boys. We need to put our feet down. We need to get the right organization involved so they know.
That's right. Quickly, one word.
Well, all I just have to say, to be honest, this cultural thing, especially the mutilations and the ironing, has to stop. And what I'm still going to say is we need a protest, and we have to do it. And once again, God loves you. You know that. Keep shining in God's presence.
All right. Thank you very much for being with us today. I really, really appreciate your contributions. But what I would say to you is that don't do to others what you would not want to be done to you.
Yeah.
Culture or religion, whatever. Don't. Just be nice to your neighbor. Thank you for viewing. It's been Trends.
Trending, trends, trend.
Whatever you say, Lyle. Trending and we trend.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. I know. So I had to take my glasses off at some point, but it's been an amazing show. But it could have. We're still live, by the way.
I feel sorrow, but boy, I feel